everybody. This is Eureka John with Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on Theta TV from Leander, Texas. It is 7:13 in the morning, and it's February. It's September 12th, 2021. And yep, this is yet another morning of broadcasting and doing this consecutively since February 6th. It's what I do. This is my crypto morning show, and it's basically just a video blog of stuff that I have found and cover in the crypto space, and I'm continuously learning about the crypto world because there's always something new going on. And yeah, I just want to be held accountable, and this show helps me be accountable to continually having to learn something. And yeah, it's worked so far. I've had a lot of fun with this show, met a bunch of cool people, gotten involved in some DAOs, and yeah, man, this is serving its purpose. So that being said, I'm not here to shill anything, so I'm not being paid by anybody, and I'm not sponsored, and yeah, so and take it for what it is. I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm not your teacher. I'm just a guy on the internet who's looking at articles and websites, and that's it. And I dollar cost average, and I'm not trying to day trade or swing trade or anything like that. So all right, so that being said, let's go over here and take a old look at the coin Gecko and see what we have going on here. What happened? Okay, here we go. Oh, say, so where are we at? Bitcoin $134.32. Ethereum $3,450.71. Cardano $261, Tether $1, Binance Coin $419.27, Solana up in number 6, $179.49. It actually hit 200 there for a little while. XRP $1.11, Polkadot $33.20, the Doge 24 cents. Now Doge is available on Crypto.com and on Voyager app. Why all these major exchanges are picking up Doge? I don't know, man. It throws me for a loop, but for some reason, people are still. And whenever I see somebody jump on crypto Twitter and stuff like that, and they're just like, "Yeah, I got my Doge game on," I'm having a hard time wondering if they're being ironic. But then sometimes I look at their profile, I'm like, "Nope, they're not being ironic." So yeah, there's some people that are wholeheartedly into this meme coin, but. Hey, you know, Elon Musk did it, so it must be legit, right? Anyway, so USDC is $1 because it's a stable coin. And then Terra is up there in number 11 spot, 40.86. Avalanche is also moving up the ranks, 61.85. And Avalanche is no longer, or not available in the United States, or no longer available in the United States. It appears like the SEC made it to where it's not going to be available in the United States. So once again, the SEC taking aim at various crypto projects. Like I used the illustration the other day, it feels like the SEC is kind of jumping in there into the crypto marketplace in the middle of all this huge agora with all these tents in the bazaar, and each tent is labeled a different crypto project, and SEC is jumping in there with a gun and just like frantically pointing it at anybody who moves, telling everybody to freeze or he'll shoot, and the SEC is confused and doesn't know what to do, but scared, and then just waving this gun around, and then it's holding various coins hostage at various points. It was Library Coin for a while, you know, and now it's Avalanche, and you know, it's just I don't know. The three-letter government authorities are running scared, and they are panicking, and they have the guns and the power, but they don't know who to shoot yet. So. Anyway, the Chainlink is at 28.67. Binance USD is $1 because it's a stable coin. Uniswap is $24. All right, Litecoin 184.46. Bitcoin Cash 649.44. Algorand 216. I don't even want to talk about the ICP coin. What else do we have down here? Where's Theta? Where are you at? Quant Networks at 373.06. It has been rocketing. Although I've kind of seen Quant have a little bit of an inverse relationship with Bitcoin and the rest of crypto market. So let's see what happens whenever everything's booming again. Will Quant be booming? So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm no chart guy or anything like that, but I can kind of just from a day-to-day basis see some patterns, and that's kind of what I've noticed with Quant. So quant is, okay, so there's theta network. I kind of measure quant and theta back and forth to see where they are in relation to each other. All right, so the graph's at 88 cents. Monero's at 256.47. Let me see what else. Anything else stand out at me? Well, let me see. T-Fuel's 32 cents. I want to see where Avagachi, the ghost token, is. And you'll see why here in a second. GHST, Avagachi. And, I've been, as you see, when I have guests on and stuff like that, I create a POAP, which is the Proof of Attendance Protocol, and I give those out. And a lot of people are like, well, what's this POAP? Well, a POAP means a Proof of Attendance Protocol. And it's just a little badge, just a little NFT. That's it, just a little NFT, just a JPEG. Let's see here, POAP.xyz. All right. It just denotes that when you claim, when I send somebody a link to a POAP, and then they go and they claim the link right here. Here, actually, I will use. Well, no, I don't have any free POAPs. Okay, so when you claim, you go to that claim link. It takes you to a site, and then you plug in your MetaMask wallet address, your Ethereum address, and it sends you the POAP badge, and then from there you get this graphic NFT, and I posted what it looked like here on my Twitter. I will show you, and it proves, and it's on the blockchain, that you were at a specific event and that you attended that. So all right, let me go to my profile and I will show you the post where I showed you from the POAP from this last event. And the Bankless DAO uses these POAPs a lot too, to show that they were at community calls, at various meetings, and everything like that. And whenever the season end comes around, which is we're right at about season end right now, and all the distribution of bank tokens is allocated to the community, I have my POAP badges proving that I was at all these various meetings, and I'm a member of the AV Guild, and so I have 10 POAP badges right now proving that I went to 10 AV Guild meetings. And then with those POAP badges, they're trusting my word on it, but if there's ever any question in mind that of these hours that I'm claiming so I can receive bank tokens for, which equates to money, then I can show them on the blockchain, I was at these meetings, I get credit for those meetings, and bam, and I get paid for that, for that type of attendance and participation in the community. So yes, the POAPs do have some value besides just being artistic, and I will get into that a little more here in a second. But here's the POAP badge for yesterday's show, and I passed them out to people who sent me screenshots proving that they watched it. And who knows, maybe it just might be decorative. There's a lot of POAP hunters and POAP collectors out there and stuff like that. But either way, it proves that you were at a specific place. So POAP, the bookmarks of your life, start using POAP and join us doing experiments nobody has done before. POAP enables a new way of keeping long-lasting records of life experiences. A POAP is a digital collectible created as an NFT, a non-fungible token powered by the blockchain. Now, these POAPs are on the XDAI chain, which is a side chain of Ethereum because the Ethereum gas fees are too high. All right, so I store all mine, and I have in my MetaMask. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I have a little RPC call for the XDAI chain, and I will show you in a second. And let me pull over to the XDAI chain and pull on over, and I will expand view so you can see it. Okay, so right as of now, you can't see POAP NFTs in your desktop app, but you can in your phone app. And I have that to where I can pull up the POAP token badges on my phone. And actually, let me go into my MetaMask on my phone, and I will show you. But yeah, so this XDAI RPC right there, I have that connected to that. So they sit on my XDAI. If I need to migrate them over to Ethereum, it's super easy, and I can do that through this website, and it shows you how to do that really easily. So let me go into my XDAI chain on okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so here I am on XDAI chain in my MetaMask on my phone, And so you have to go to the XDAI block explorer called Block Scout. And let's see here. And you have to basically copy the token ID along with the transaction ID, and it shows you that, and you just plug it in your MetaMask wallet, and see there are 3 of my proof of attendance protocol badges for the AV Guild for the Bankless DAO. So if I needed to show that, then it's right there on my phone. And then nobody knows anything about my identity. Nobody knows who I am. They just see an Ethereum address, and that's it. So that's kind of the concept behind DIDs, digital IDs, is they're supposed to remain decentralized like that. So whenever people are saying they're going to bring out these DIDs and these passports and stuff like that, you'll keep your anonymity and stuff like that, but you'll be able to prove certain aspects about yourself if needed, what's chosen. So here in this instance, I can choose to show that yes, I was at these events, therefore you should give me cred for that. I don't know. But right now it's only in its infancy stages. And so right here, so I will, let me go to tokens. Let's see. Okay, I will search. Okay, so let me plug in my Ethereum address. And okay, so right there. And this is the Block Scout on XDAI chain. And I'm just doing a search of my Ethereum address, and let's see what pops up. All right, so here's all the transactions right here. And it takes a second to pull up. And then in here is the tokens. And then from there, I can find all the transaction IDs and stuff like that. I imagine in the future that this will be, a little easier, So right here, as you can see, I have 52 proof of attendance protocol badges right there. And they're ERC 721s, which is the NFT standard for Ethereum. And if I click on there, I can go find the exact token IDs and then make them visible whenever I want to. But this is a way I can prove that they're on the blockchain. All right, so now that we've kind of got that covered about what POAPs are and stuff like that, I mean, in the future, I'm sure there will be an easier way to make them visible on your phone and on your computers and stuff like that. But right now, this is where we're at, and this is how technology works. It takes a while. All right, so I was in the Bankless DAO, and we were studying, I'm studying SVG graphics. And what does this have to do with POAPs? Let me just, okay. Just hang with me for a little bit here, because this is going to get pretty complex. Okay, so SVG graphics. We in the DAO, we have a potential job opportunity, and part of that job, because I'm in the AV Guild, Audiovisual Guild, and we are being commissioned work from outside sources, and this is a good way to fund the DAO, because there's quite a few of us in the AV Guild, and we all have different specialties, different talents. We're good at different things. I've created some instructional videos. Some other people have created some animations. Some other people are more sound oriented and have done audio mastering and stuff like that. And everybody is creating different types of content, but we're starting to get jobs from outside sources and kind of acting as an art house or a production facility, post-production facility, a creative house. And so as a result, we're starting to get these jobs come in. Well, somebody had a job that required a little bit of SVG graphics. And the word got around. We all started chatting, and a few people in there were like, well, what is an SVG graphic? Okay, so when you're on a website and you see a graphic, usually that graphic is just a JPEG and or a PNG or a GIF or something like that is pulled from the server and then presented on that page. So here I explained SVG is an integration of HTML, XML, and vector graphic properties. I developed websites pre-SVG using HTML, CSS, PHP, and JavaScript, and a little bit of XML. So that was back in my old web building days. That was in the mid-2000s, and things have changed quite a bit since then. But that was kind of the websites I was developing. Some of it, a lot of it was dynamic with interaction with servers, and using calls to servers in order to dynamically change the content on the page. Okay, so I said I have no SVG experience, but the SVG HTML5 principles seem easy enough. There's no file that needs to be saved on a server. The graphic is created on the client side, meaning on your computer screen, and not retrieved from a database. These graphics can also be animated. For complex graphics, this code can be generated using up-to-date vector graphics software like Adobe Illustrator and stuff like that. But my Adobe CS5 that I use is not going to cut it because it's old. So if I had a current version of After Effects and Illustrator, I could probably create some really good SVG graphics. But right now, the thing about SVG is you can embed SVG directly into HTML page. So here's an example of a simple SVG graphic, and there's HTML code. All right, so I created this myself here, and I will show you. All right, so let me pull this up. Okay, here's just Notepad right here, and I just put this on here on Notepad. All right, so so right here you see, let me pull this Notepad up. Okay. So right here you see image source, yellow circle.png. All right, so ignore all this stuff, pretend that that does not exist, and then that this is the code, and it's sitting in a folder on the in the web server. And then whenever you type test regular dash circle, oh, hold on, let me show you the file name. Oh, it's not popping up. It's not allowing me to see it. Anyway, the name of this Notepad document is test regular circle HTML. All right, so here's just a regular old, let me go back to this. Here's the result. It's just, oh, shoot. All right. All right. Here's just a regular old circle. I put in right here. There, okay, there we go. So I put right there, regular old circle under H1, because that's H1 is just the size of the text. And then here I put image source, and image source equals yellow-circle.png. That's the name of that image file. It's just a JPEG called yellow-circle.png. Okay, so say I wanted to create this with SVG graphics, I would not have to put a yellow-circle.png file in the folder with this text document. There would be no other image to retrieve. It would just be made on the website itself. So this is where this comes into play right here. Okay, so there's another web doc, and I called it my first SVG, and that's this one. And that is made with so let's comment. Okay, so we'll leave this here. And we'll take these comment lines out, bam, bam, okay, and then I will save this, and then I will run regular old circle again, and it's going to have two circles, bam. Now this one is made from a JPEG file, and this one is made dynamically right then that second on the web page, and had nothing to do with retrieving any image from the server. So let's go back to this image, and I will comment out this, and hold on, let me see. All right, I've commented out that, and let me just save that, and I will run this again, and I'm just left with the SVG graphic. This is not a regular old circle, this is an SVG graphic. So that shows you that things can be made on the fly. All right, so back to this argument over here, to this description. All right, so I understood that. Here's a great SVG graphic creator right there. So you don't have to code it all. You can actually create it for the non-coders and people who want to focus on the graphics themselves. And then down here, DAO member Dr. Lau gives a really good explanation. The advantage of SVG beyond just creating raster graphics is that it can embed JavaScript beyond raster, is it can embed JavaScript inside. So this is just HTML. This is not JavaScript over here that you see on right there on this. So it can embed JavaScript inside of it, which means you can use some funky code to query the blockchain and adapt the visual result to what you find. when you think about the ERC 998 standard for composable NFTs and what the ERC 998 standard is, say you have an NFT and say you have a character and that character is naked. And then you want to add sunglasses, some cool hair, a jacket, and all that stuff. Well, all those additional child graphics that you can put on the parent graphic, which is the naked NFT, then those are ERC 998. The parent graphic is the ERC 721, which is the naked NFT. But when you start adding all the accessories on it, those are ERC 998. So when you think about ERC 998 standard for composable NFTs, composable means adding, and mixing pieces back and forth on them, you can glimpse how to essentially create adaptive graphics. So let's say two people meet in a virtual room by shaking hands in a way, just by saying, hey, what's up? So actually more complex than shaking hands is kind of maybe exchanging your card information or letting your phones kind of like meet in a way. The two NFTs that you have on your phone, like I showed you on my MetaMask wallet, for instance, my POAP badges, I will pull that back up. So NFTs. So I have these POAP badges right here. They can discover each other and perhaps they can query the blockchain as to common interests. One might find POAP tokens that overlap and voila, you have that spring up on the SVG, and then there's an icebreaker for the participants because the POAP is on each wallet and there's no central record, just like it's just common social interest discovery. For example given, two bankless holders, and I say, oh wow, you're in the bankless DAO too, would then have a common topic. So that's a pretty cool, interesting way to do that. All right, so let's go to this interview here on the Cointelegraph, The Future of NFTs and DeFi, a conversation with Avagachi's Jesse Johnson. Non-fungible, so our POAPs could find each other. All right, so the founder of Avagachi, this was back in October 26, 2020, and all this was just starting, and it has blossomed since then. All right, so let's go to, let me get rid of that. Okay. And I will make this more visible. I'm trying to hurry up and do all this, but I hear my kids up there rattling the crib, so I won't be too much longer. And I don't want to rush through this because this is a really important concept, and this is a really cool concept, so I don't want to ruin it. So anyway, NFTs are once the redheaded stepchild of more popular smart contract implementations, but they're beginning to have their day in the sun. The NFTs are. All right, so according to the Avagachi light paper, Avagachis it's a game, basically digital collectibles backed by Aave interest-bearing A tokens. So it's a game that's backed by actual assets on Aave, which is a lending platform. So it has value. So you have that naked character. Then you have all these wearables that are NFT backed, child NFTs that can be programmatically tied to each Avagachi. So each Avagachi has characteristics and wearables that can be added to it, and all these things and the combinations of these different features and the rareness of each of these wearables and Avagachis can attribute and create different values and value statuses and types and everything like that. So the Johnson revealed that the Avagachi team is now up to 9 full employees, and that they also count a small army of volunteer artists and enthusiastic community members as part of their works. Johnson aims to bring Avagachi deeper into the DeFi fold, mixing NFTs in this exploding emerging financial verticals in exciting new ways. Okay, so he's blending the ERC 721 and 998 into the Avagachi characters. All right, so if you remember, 721 was the base character and the 998 are all the accessories that sit on it. So how do NFTs fit into DeFi in a meaningful way? An NFT can create digital scarcity. It can be individualized. And what unique properties of NFTs as smart contracts will be specifically useful and important for DeFi? Said, I think there are certain things we're already seeing with yield farming. There's this idea of farming for NFTs, and that's fine. Like yesterday, the rug zombie, you're farming these tokens to create NFTs, but it feels like everybody's kind of trying to figure all this out. But in terms of DeFi, you should be able to get more interesting NFT products. What if an NFT you farm is key to a certain liquidity pool, or it's a promissory note, or it has some sort of action like that where it's guaranteeing you something from another platform? I think you could start to see alliances, so to speak, because there's not really a word for it. but you'd have all this interoperability between all the DeFi platforms. If there could be a standard NFTs that are accepted across platforms as a certain value, or almost like badges that you earn at one platform and are accepted at another, you'll start to see NFTs used for integrating all these platforms in various interesting ways. Badges. He says, I used to think of badges and just strictly in terms of gaming, but actually they could be a lot more. For instance, if you want a DeFi loan right now, with the great majority of the loans, it's going to be up to your collateral. It's not your credit score, it's your collateral. So right now, the lending platforms are basically pawn shops, Aave, Compound, Yearn. You have to have the collateral to put down, and then you can borrow against that collateral. Well, what if you didn't? And what if I was able to get a loan based on my wallet history? And it has nothing to do really with my ID, but it would have everything to do with my credibility. And for me being able to show that I was at, let's see here, come on, pull up, that I was at, come on now. Anyway, you get the picture. You just saw them on screen for a second ago. The NFTs are pulling up that I was at these particular meetings. And by virtue of the fact that I was at these particular meetings, then they say, okay, well, this person has been, and these badges have been on my wallet for a specific amount of time and whatever. I mean, all this stuff is just forming, but I could prove some things about myself without really telling about who I am in real life and stuff like that. So based upon my blockchain history. So then I could maybe borrow or do something or access something or have some kind of privilege based on the badges and the POAP badges that I have in my wallet. And, and in a way, using the SVG graphics, those could possibly be created dynamically depending on who or what I am interacting with. So, I mean, the possibilities are extremely endless, but what if, for security, I was coming up to some kind of platform or machinery even that had this type of capability, and I were to show my badges and it had a specific corresponding type of badge, and it created a unique badge on the fly using SVG graphics to show and allow me access to that type of system or process or whatever. I don't know. I'm just thinking aloud here. So anyway, as long as you hold that NFT that shows you have this kind of reputation earned, and the NFT has been in this wallet X amount of time, you could start to find solutions to a kind of credit score system. Okay, we do a check. You've got a half dozen badges. Because of those badges and their point of origin and their time in your wallet, you qualify for a better rate or something like that. I don't think we can point to a project that's doing that right now, but I see that as very possible, and it makes sense as a solution to needing a reputation system that preserves some degree of anonymity, and I think that could be very exciting. Yesterday, Rug Zombie EZ was talking about this, about them implementing something like this into their game, and he was just hinting at it, and he didn't want to give away too much information, but them implement it, because Rug Zombie would be more than just a NFT platform, a DeFi platform. It would be a gaming platform, and this is the type of stuff that he was talking about, and this is where all this stuff is going in that way, and it's super exciting. Anyway, Cointelegraph says, it sounds like you're almost bringing that NFT gaming concept to the metaverse to DeFi with the interoperability and the plug and play qualities. It's sort of using NFTs as a reputation and interoperability layer. And then he says, yep, because all the wallets except 721s, it just satisfies the requirements of something that is interoperable across anything, at least on Ethereum. So you could really go pretty far and wide then. We'll probably see a lot of examples of that. It's not the primary use case of Aavegotchi, but it's something we're aware of. So it started off with these goofy looking Aavegotchi characters, and not particularly my taste, but I mean, look at the amazing technology and the ideas that is being spurned from this, almost Beanie Baby type of like game. It's just insane. So we're thinking of the Aavegotchi as existing within our world, but almost being an avatar that can transverse the metaverse, and more than the metaverse, transverse all of Web3. So maybe if an Aavegotchi is in your wallet, you could go to visit Uniswap. They actually acknowledge and say, oh, you have an Aavegotchi that's 2 years old and it's staked a lot of tokens for X amount of time and holds 5 or 6 badges. Because your Aavegotchi holds badges, So we are in a way making a play on that. They're trusting and having confidence in you on that. So where we want to start seeing how our Aavegotchi can communicate with other dApps and actually earn badges from those dApps. NFTs can do the job better than any one particular set of smart contracts or dApp, because the contracts, you're reliant on a certain UI or dashboard, but the NFT can run through all these different dApps. So on Aave, you're reliant and dependent on Aave. On Compound, you're reliant and dependent on Compound. On any type of lending platform, you are dependent on that specific platform. Not so with these NFTs. You can keep these NFTs in your wallet and go to any platform and then be able to qualify for a loan or whatever type of DeFi services that might be available based on the badges that are in your wallet that you have earned in the past, like I've displayed with my POAPs. So say I went to some other DAO and they highly value the Bankless DAO's reputation, and I were to show that, yes, I am a part of the Bankless DAO and I've been doing this and this and this and this, and I have all these badges to prove it. Okay, we have trust in you. We can hire you for this job, or we can give you a loan, or we can do whatever. I don't know. We can give you access to this particular channel. The possibilities are endless. So anyway, it's insane. It's an entirely new way of thinking about money. And I've said before, and I said on my interview with Sovereign Health and Wellness, I had to change my viewpoint of what money is and what health is too. And in order to be able to finally figure out ways to succeed in this space. And this is definitely a new definition of what money is and what reputation is and what digital identity is. And it's not top down, and it's insane. So I'm super stoked about it. My time is up, but I've been wanting to do this episode, and I had the interview yesterday, and I'm glad I did the interview yesterday because it added on to what I wanted to talk about this mesh between NFTs and DeFi and SVG graphics. And I'm going to be studying SVG graphics more, how to generate and animate these, because I love animation and I love that type of coding as well. So yeah, I'm really going to be digging into SVG graphics and the possibilities of that. This is the space that I personally want to focus on, are NFTs, SVG graphics, DeFi, and stuff like that in the metaverse. All this is just spinning around in my head, and they are all separate pieces right now, but they're going to come together, and something cool is going to happen. I feel it. Absolutely feel it. I really want to be a part of that space. So that being said, let me go see where we are on the chat. Okay. Oh, good morning, Metanoia, and good morning, Randy. I did not see you jumping on because I was getting so involved in everything I was talking about. But yeah, all right. Well, I will talk to you guys later.